Hello everyone and welcome back to another video, and today is gonna be a rambly one. It's gonna be a gameplay video, just playing some Destiny 2 in the background, live by the way. This is not a recording. So yeah, what I want to do today is comment a bit on the mentality that I seem to notice in a lot of people right now. In light of RTX 3000 and Zen 3, and yeah, just generally new hardware releasing, with the tendency of that new hardware to be significantly faster than what's currently in the wild, which is, well, that hasn't been always like that. We've had a long period of stagnation recently, especially for CPUs. Looking at you, Intel. But graphics cards also, like pretty much from Kepler onward, the differences between generations became pretty small. But yeah, so as of now, technology is actually advancing at a faster pace than before, and I think that's generally we can thank AMD for that, because AMD is now back. They are no longer trapped in, well, limbo. And yeah, so AMD is back on the CPU market. They have, well, the RX 5000 series. It's not super fast. It is competitive though. And RX 6000 seems to be really fast. Not faster than like Nvidia's top tier, that's still gonna be a thing. But from what you've seen, the RX 6000 could be as powerful as a 3080, which is an exciting thing. But one thing that I have noticed is that people seem to dislike that the hardware they are currently running, that they've sunken a lot of money into, seems to be old stuff now. Which, I mean, it kinda is. That's how progression works. Old stuff is old, new stuff is new, and when newer stuff comes, the new stuff becomes old. And yeah, that's kind of a sentiment that I don't really like how people deal with this. One example was when RTX 3000 was announced. I had one friend, and there have been a lot of other people acting the same way. That guy had a 2080 Super. He didn't have that card for long, like 2-3 months maybe. So his card is pretty new. And yeah, so RTX 3000 was announced, and he was like, "Oh no, I got a summer 2080 Super now. Now it's trash now. I need a 3080." And I had a single response, and I would send that response to everyone else, saying something like that. You have a 2080 Super, mate. That's what I said. That's what I would say to everyone who has a high-end piece of hardware and is planning to panic sell it. And so, let me tell you why that's a bad idea. We kind of see it from people who are panic selling their 2080 Ti's. I've seen some go for as low as 420 euros, which is about half of what a 3080 would cost. So yeah, and the 3080 is not that much faster than a 2080 Ti. It is faster, yes, but not that much. It's not twice as fast, because a 3080 would cost you twice as much if you sold your 2080 Ti for 420 bucks. So yeah, we can all laugh now at people who panic sold their graphics cards, especially 2080 Ti's. But yeah, that's one problem of panic selling things, of like upgrading right away. You end up wasting a lot of money, but also material, and you don't do the planet a favor if you upgrade every single time, because your old stuff, old electronics, is really hard. Like, electronics are really hard to recycle. So yeah, if not for yourself, for the good of the planet, please use your hardware as long as you can, which is what I do. To be fair, I do have a lot of hardware, but it's old stuff. It's not being produced new because I bought it new. I bought it used, so it was already produced. So yeah. But when I buy something new, it's usually a high-end piece of hardware, like the system that I'm using right now. My daily one is running an 8700K and a 2080 Ti. Both of these were at some point some really high-end pieces of hardware, kinda still are. At some point my config was actually the fastest PC you could build, period. It was a very brief period of time before the 9900K existed and before SLI was a thing for 20 series. It was a really brief period of time, but for some amount of time my system was actually the fastest PC you could buy, you could build. And yeah, so it was pretty high-end at some point in 2018. Now it's 2020, late 2020 actually, it's October. And I'm sitting here completely okay with my system. It's not the fastest anymore, I know that, but I'm completely okay with that. Like, I don't need an 8-core, 12-core, 16-core CPU. I don't need a 3080, I don't need a 3090. The hardware I have does everything I need it to do. The things I want to do, which on my daily system is play games, watch YouTube, and pretty much nothing else. I render my videos on the render server, which does have an 8-core. So, yeah, I'm completely fine with a 6-core and a 2080 Ti. I could get faster hardware, but it wouldn't really make a difference. I don't need more cores, and I don't need a faster graphics card, because right now, like this right now is Destiny 2 running locked 144Hz at 1080p. Yes, I have a 1080p monitor and a 2080 Ti, I know. But yeah, it's max settings, 110% render scale. I did used to run 120%, but it didn't really make a difference, so I wanted to save some power. But yeah, right now I have on my second monitor, I have MS Afterburner open. I'm currently using 60% of the GPU. And that's usually what I'm using while playing Destiny. And it's also around the same amount when I play other games. There's some like Ark Survival Wolf who just max the card, but like, well, Ark maxes everything. So yeah, I'm using just above half of what my graphics card is capable of. So I don't need an upgrade. I can keep this config for a long time. I don't need more than 6 cores. I'm barely using my graphics card. VRAM, same thing. I'm only using 3 gigs of VRAM right now, of 11. Like that's laughable. Like my 780 Ti had that amount of VRAM. Though the core was significantly slower and consumed, well, it consumed more power than the 2080 Ti is consuming right now. Maximum was about the same. Yeah. So, coming back. I wouldn't be upset because my shiny piece of hardware that I've sunk in so much money into is now not the fastest, not the shiniest thing anymore. Because it really doesn't matter. Like, you got to enjoy your time when it was the nice new thing, but, well, technology advances, and the faster it advances, the better it gets. Like, technology advancing at a faster pace can only be a good thing. So just be happy that our society gets the benefits of faster technology even sooner now. And as for your shiny piece of hardware that's no longer so shiny anymore, well, does it do the job? Does it do what you need it to do? Do you need more power, or is the power you currently have enough? I'm pretty sure if you're running a somewhat high-end GPU from, like, if let's say you have a GTX 1070. A GTX 1070, if you play 1080p, which most people do, including me, even high refresh rate, a GTX 1070 is gonna be all you need. And if you upgrade, I would wait until the 40 series at least, so the next generation, after the 30 series. Then it might be time to upgrade, because at that point, well, maybe games advance so much, but you really would have to look at benchmarks. Because the thing is, if game developers would only optimize the games for the latest generation of hardware, very few people would play their games. It's usually like games are optimized for the current, the one before, and the one before that in generations of hardware. So right now, let's say a game comes out. It will be optimized for 30, 20, and 10 series cards. So if you have a 1070, the game is still gonna be optimized for you, because, well, people usually take a long time to upgrade. And not everyone's a PC enthusiast, not everyone's always up to date on hardware. And most people actually buy pre-built systems. They don't overclock their hardware, they just buy a PC and then then it's fine for them. And those kind of people don't upgrade every 2 years. They keep their PC for, well, about 3 generations before they notice, okay, it's getting pretty slow now, I need to upgrade or get an entirely new PC. And yeah. So if you have a 1070, a 1060, 1060 is also still fine. 1050 Ti also. It's just yeah, you might run into AAA games that do not want to run at high refresh rate 1080p anymore with some super high settings. Like a 1050 Ti is still decent. It's just you won't get 144 Hz at the highest settings anymore. That's not doable. 1060 will be difficult too. A 1070 will do it though, and everything above it also. And yeah, so, well, out of my perspective, I have a 2080 Ti, I have an 8700K. Zen 3 is now there. Zen 3 CPUs will have a better single core speed than my CPU, so technically they will be better for gaming. I might get pretty close to Zen 3 with my 5.1 GHz all-core overclock, since my 8700K is a pretty good sample. But I just have 6 cores, and if games begin to utilize 8 cores, I will lose performance. But I don't expect that it will become a problem soon. Same for my 2080 Ti. The 3080 is faster, the 3090 is faster. Do I care? Nah. As I've said, I'm only using a fraction of what my GPU is capable of. I will run this system for years to come, until it either dies or until the hardware becomes so slow it won't do the job anymore. It won't do what I need it to do anymore. Then I will upgrade. I did this before. I had a 780 Ti before the 2080 Ti, and I used that card for over 4 years. And I actually ran that card into the ground. It died after more than 4 years of daily gaming. The card just died. It dropped dead. It's a pretty early death to be honest, but yeah, the card actually died. So I ran that thing into the ground. I got every single last bit out of it, and then I switched to the RX 70 for a bit, but then I got the 2080 Ti, and I intend to do the same thing with the 2080 Ti. I'm gonna keep it until it dies, or until it's so slow that I need an upgrade to, well, keep doing what I want to do. Same for the CPU. I ran a locked i5 before the 8700K for a long time, until I just decided by now it's melted way too damn slow, so I needed a new CPU, hence the 8700K. And that's pretty much the thing. Yeah, of course, people get upset because their shiny toy is no longer the coolest thing to have. It happens. Humans are emotional, whatever. If you think about it, just think of it logically. Technological advancement is a good thing, and your current hardware is not getting slower just because there's new stuff now. As long as your hardware does the job, there is no need to get something new. Instead of getting something new, Just put that budget aside, and over time that budget is gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger, and when the day comes where you have to upgrade, you can get an even shinier thing. That sounds like a nice idea to me. So, yeah, I think I'm just running in circles right now. Let me think of anything. Playing a game and talking at the same time is both easier and harder than I thought. Yeah. So, are there any things left to say? I don't think so. Like, don't be upset because hardware, like technology, is moving forward. That's a good thing. That's a very, very good thing. It helps our society. It helps our world. It makes our lives better. And, well, your PC might not be the shiniest thing anymore, but who really cares? Does it play the games you like? If yes, then who cares? And that was too close. Yeah. And on that note, I would say, that would be it. Again, since this is a gameplay video, I have no idea how long the video is by now, but I think... sorry. Oh, I got a sore throat. I talk too much. Yeah, I think it's time to end the video. I guess it's gonna be a 20-minute one again. So, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And until we see each other next time. Goodbye, I'm gonna finish this strike now.